Welcome to the course on Dynamics of Machinery, Unit number 3, 2 degrees of freedom systems, undamped vibrations. So now we will see in this presentation how we can find out the eigenvalue and eigenvector by the matrix method. So eigenvalue is nothing but the natural frequency of a system, and eigenvector is nothing but the mode shape. So we have already seen how we can find out the natural frequency and mode shape by other method. So here we are going to make use of matrix method, which will be helpful for finding out the natural frequencies for higher degree of freedom systems. So in general, we write the differential equation of motion as m into x double dot plus k into x is equal to 0. So in that m, so if I write this m as a mass matrix, x double dot as a acceleration vector, so k as a stiffness matrix, and again this x as a displacement vector. So this is what the way you are going to express the differential equation of motion in the matrix form. So this EM is nothing but the mass matrix. Generally this mass matrix is a square matrix having diagonal elements into it, and this equation can also be expressed in terms of flexibility matrix. So it will be A into M into x double dot plus x. So actually this A matrix is nothing but inverse of this K. So here K is a stiffness matrix, which is generally a square matrix with symmetrical elements into it, and A is a flexibility matrix. This is also a square matrix with symmetrical one. X is a column vector of displacement, and I is called as a unit matrix. So if I take the multiplication of this A and K, so as A is the inverse of this K, so A is inverse of K, so A and K, if I multiply, it will be giving me unit matrix. Okay, so here we will see, suppose if we write your equation like this in the matrix form, like m into x double dot plus k into x equal to 0. So if I multiply this equation by m inverse, okay, so here already m is there, so if I multiply m inverse with m, so definitely I will get the here unity matrix, so I into x double dot plus, if I multiply this m inverse into this k, I am getting a D matrix, which is called as a dynamic matrix into x, that is equal to 0. So for free vibrations, if harmonic motion of frequency omega is assumed, so generally x will be equal to capital X sin of omega t, and therefore x double dot will be equal to minus omega square into x, that is equal to minus lambda into x, that is equal to minus lambda into capital X sin of omega t. If I put the value of x as this capital X sin of omega t, where this I is a unit matrix, which is multiplication of m into m inverse, and D is a dynamic matrix, which is m inverse into k. Okay, now if I make this substitution here, so x I am going to put it as x sin omega t, and x double dot I am going to put it as a minus lambda x sin of omega t, where lambda is nothing but omega square, which is nothing but called as a eigenvector, and x is nothing but the amplitude. So that equation 1 becomes minus lambda I into x, okay, because I am putting the value of x double dot as minus lambda into x, okay, and now this is nothing but the m inverse m, that is D matrix, so D into x, that is equal to 0. So now if I rearrange these terms, I will write D minus lambda I, okay, into x, that is equal to 0. And if I get the determinant of this D minus lambda I, so that is nothing but actually a frequency equation, and if you solve this equation, you are getting the natural frequencies for that system. Okay, so if it gives us n values of lambda I, that means omega square, corresponding to n degrees of freedom. So if it is 2 degree of freedom system, you will get 2 values of this lambda I, that is of omega square. If it is 3 degree of freedom system, you will get the 3 values of this lambda. If it is 4 degree of freedom system, you will get the 4, and accordingly. Okay, at the same time, by substituting this lambda in the matrix equation, we can obtain the mode shape, means x. So here if I just simply determine this determinant of this equation D minus lambda I, so I am getting the frequency equation, and if I put this value of that first frequency into this equation, I am getting the first mode shape, okay, and which is called as eigenvector for that ith mode of vibration. So if I am putting the second natural frequency into this equation, or the second value of this lambda into this equation, I am getting the second mode shape, and that way. Now let us see some example how we can write the differential equation in matrix form for the given system. Now let us see here, you have been given a system in which there are 3 masses having mass 4m, then 2m and m. Okay, and these three masses are connected by these three springs. So 4m is connected with this structure with a 3k stiffness. Then this 4m and 2m is connected by stiffness k, and 2m and m is connected by stiffness k again. And these are having the displacements x1, x2 and x3 of these three masses. Okay, so first thing is that we have to draw the free body diagram of this mass. So if I give the displacement towards right, okay, so definitely this particular spring will get compressed, they will be under tension, and therefore the reaction of the tension will be nothing but towards left. It will act on this particular block. Okay, and I am considering this x1 is more than x2. Okay, so this particular spring will be under compression, and the reaction of that will be towards left, acting over this. So the force over here will be 3 into k, that is the stiffness, multiplied by x1, and the force over here will be k into in bracket x1 minus x2, because x1 is greater than x2, so whatever the difference of that two will be there, that much will be the reflection of the spring k2. And now this is nothing but the inertia force. Since the motion of this particular block 4m is towards right, inertia force will be towards left, and its magnitude will be mass into acceleration. So mass is 4m and acceleration is x1 double dot. So let us write by Newton's law that inertia force is equal to the sum of other forces. So this is towards left, so I am writing over here 4m x1 double dot. Now this will be equal to minus 3k x1 and minus k into x1 minus x2, because all these are having directions towards left, and therefore it is written as minus. Because if I add this, it will be sum of these all will be equal to 0. So similarly for this block 2, its motion is towards right, so inertia force will be towards left, so 2m into x2 double dot towards left inertia force, and this ring force of this will be opposite force will be acting over this particular mass, so that is same magnitude, k into x1 minus x2. And for here again it is towards left will be acting, that is k into x2 minus x3. So if I write for this, the equation becomes 2m into x2 double dot will be equal to k into in bracket x1 minus x2 minus k into x2 minus x3. Similarly I will write the free body diagram for this third, and I will write the equation for that third. So it will be like this: m into x3 double dot will be equal to k into x2 minus x3. And now I will just simplify this and I will get the equations. So by simplifying this equation, now we will write this way, that is 4m x1 double dot. This k minus 3k x1 is there, and this minus k x1, so it will be minus k and minus 3k and minus 1k, so it is minus 4k. So when I shift it towards left, it will be plus 4k x1, and this minus minus plus k into x2, so it becomes, when I move to it towards left, it will be minus k into x2. Similarly over here k into x1 will be here, and k into x2 minus k into x2 and minus k into x2. There will be two terms of k into x2. So first I will write minus k into x1 term, then plus 2k x2, and then third minus k x3. Similarly here m into x2 double dot, it will be minus k into x2 plus k into x3. So like this I am getting these three equations. Now this expression or these three equations I will express in the form of matrix. So for that the format will be like this. So there is 4m, 2m and m, these three terms are there of the mass, and as mass is a square matrix with diagonal elements, so 1 of 1 means 1 by 1 will be the 4m, then 2 will be this one, so second row and second column, and third row and third column will be this m. And this is nothing but the acceleration vectors x1 double dot, x2 double dot and x3 double dot, plus now stiffness matrix is again a square matrix, okay, which is symmetric one. So I will write the stiffness like x1, x2 and x3. There are three displacements are there. So coefficient of x1 I will write as 1 1, so it is 4k. Coefficient of x2 is minus k, and coefficient of x3 it is not there in the equation number 1, so it is 0. Then the coefficient of x1 in the second equation is minus k, so it is minus k. Then it is plus 2k of x2, and coefficient of x3 is minus k. Similarly in the third equation, if I observe, there is no x1, so only x2 and x3 is there. So for x1 I will write 0, for x2 I will write minus k, and for x3 I will write plus k. It means now if I multiply this row and this column of vectors, I will get the same terms. So it will be 4k minus k into x2. I will get it here for the first equation. Similarly, if you observe here, it is this is the first row, and now this is the column of this acceleration vector. So in the first equation, actually there is no term of x2 double dot and x3 double dot, and therefore the coefficient of that is written as 0. It means when I multiply this row and this column, I will get the only one term, that is 4m into x1 double dot, because coefficient of x2 double dot and x3 double dot is 0. So in each of this equation there is only specific x2 is there here, and here it is x3, so I am writing only other coefficient 0 and that coefficient whatever is there. Okay, so this is nothing but the mass matrix and stiffness matrix, which is differentiated in the form of a differential equation first, and then we are writing it in the form of matrix equation, and then we can use the matrix method to solve this. Now we take one more example. So this is example of a combined rectilinear and rotary motion or a 2 degree frame system. So we have to write a differential equation of motion first for this, and then you have to convert into a matrix form. So you can see here there is one spring, okay, and the string is attached to the spring, and that string is passing over this particular pulley, and on the other end of that particular string there is one more spring of stiffness K2, and at the end of this particular spring K2 there is again one mass attached M. So this particular disc is having mass moment of inertia J, and this mass is having M. So there are two masses, okay, so therefore it is a 2 degree of freedom system. So there will be two displacements, one is theta and another is this x, two displacements. Okay, so now first of all we'll write the free body diagram for this mass M. So this mass is moving downward, so inertia force will be in the upward direction, so M into x double dot. Now this spring will get under tension, okay, so tension force will be shown in the upward direction, so K2 into, now displacement of this spring will be x minus r theta, because when I am going to pull it downward, so there will be certain displacement of this theta also in the clockwise direction. So x is in the downward direction, so if I consider that x is more, and whatever the displacement due to this will be there, that is r theta, okay, so whatever the angular position is there, so that displacement here I am getting as r into theta, so that will be subtracted from this. Okay, so I will get this K2 into r x in minus r theta, that is the force over here. So this is what is the free body diagram, and from here I will write the equation of motion. So M into x double dot, this will be equal to minus K2 into x minus r theta. Similarly, when I draw the pulley, its free body diagram, I will write, suppose if it is rotating in the clockwise direction, so in the anti-clockwise direction there is a inertia torque acting on this, that will be equal to J into theta double dot. Okay, and there is one more spring on this side, okay, so when this particular motion is towards clockwise, so this will be under tension, and that therefore the tension force will be shown in the downward direction, and its magnitude will be K into, means whatever the stiffness is there, K1 into r theta, because r theta is displacement over there. So I will write this free body diagram of this particular pulley. So on this pulley again one more force is there which is in this direction, okay, and that is also in the downward direction, so that magnitude is K2 into x minus r theta. So let us write for this. Now this is in the anti-clockwise direction, so J into theta double dot, that is equal to, so this is K2 into x minus r theta, okay, so K2, this is the force K2 into x minus r theta multiplied by this radius r, that is nothing but the torque, so this is what is multiplied here, and K1 into r theta multiplied by again r, so it will be K1 into r square theta. This way you will write the expressions for this. Now we will try to simplify these two equations. So first equation will be like this, M into x double dot, this minus K2x becomes plus K2x, and this minus plus, so it becomes minus here when I move towards left, so it is K2 r theta equal to 0. This is my equation first, okay, or equation number 1. And now this I am simplifying, so J into theta double dot, okay, so minus K2 into r into x, so K2 r x, this term it will be minus when I move towards left side, plus K2 r square theta minus K1 r square theta, so I am adding the terms of this theta separately here like this. Okay, so now we will write in the form of matrix. So in this equation x double dot term is there, and in this equation theta double dot term is there, so coefficient of m, this x double dot is m, and there is no theta available over here, theta double dot term, so it is 0, and in the second equation there is no x double dot available, so it is 0 coefficient of that and j. So this is nothing but a mass matrix having diagonal elements m and j. Okay, and its acceleration vector x double dot and theta double dot plus, now here it is x and here it is theta, so coefficient of x and coefficient of theta I have to write in the stiffness matrix. So coefficient of x here in the first equation is k2, so I am writing k2 as 1 1, so k11 will be k2. K11 means stiffness matrix K and first row first column 1 1, so here it is k12, so 1 first row second column, so coefficient of theta that is minus k2r, so minus k2r it is written here. Then x in the second equation minus k2r, that is the coefficient of this, and for the theta its coefficient is k2r square plus k minus k1r square, this plus k1r square. Okay, so here you will observe that this is also a square matrix having symmetrical elements, like k12 will be equal to k21, so here minus k2r here and minus k2r here also, 2 1 and 1 2. Okay, so this is the way how we can write the equations of motion in the matrix form. So we'll just stop here. Thank you very much.